So, which are the 10 top cities in France to live in 2025? A couple of years back, I did a video saying, where's the best place to live in France based on my own personal opinion? And everyone said, you would say that because you're an estate agent and that's where you work. Which, if you ask me, it's a chicken and egg thing, but that's another question. Then, beginning this year, I did a video based on the statistics. Okay, hands up, I admit I actually got the TGV train map wrong. But other than that, everything was good. And purely a test to see where it advised at the end. Very generalised answer. And everyone said, you would say that because you're an estate agent and that's where you work. But if you did see those videos, you know that I'm not a townie, so I can't really do a video me saying where it is. And that's why I was lucky enough to land on a website here in France that exists purely to class the cities, the towns and the villages by rank. And this is based on 130 databases, which give a total of 752 indicators to this website. So these results are not mine. This is serious study with themes such as population security, cost of living, access to airports and or major towns, transport in general, the normal sort of stuff. But they're also taking into account some less apparent ones like access to nature, agricultural to urbanised comparison, ecological risks for 2050, access to health professionals, natural and technological risk, imbalance in salaries, and even the Wikipedia popularity. And they combined all these stats together to actually give a ranking of the top towns. So let's get into it. In France, there are only 20 cities which actually have a population of over 50,000. That's where they class them as cities over here. And we are talking about the actual commune itself, so not the urbanised areas. So let's see who the top 10 are. And trust me, it's not who you think they are. So, as tradition must, in reverse order, in the number 10 spot, we have the town of Montpellier, which is down on the actual Mediterranean coast pretty well. Lovely town, I've been there myself. There's one place I love down in Montpellier, besides the centre of town, which is glorious with all those magnificent buildings. There's also another part of town which is called Port Marianne. I'm actually getting confused with the Antigone. Thanks, Google, for not getting that right for me. And there's a whole group of buildings built around circular squares. Circular areas. And it's almost Gotham City in the posh end. So, lovely town down there. Obviously, Mediterranean coast, pretty hot place to go. If you ask me, it's one of my preferred Mediterranean towns. The population of Montpellier is 302. The actual urbanised area is 473. So not a great deal bigger than the actual town itself. But lovely place. That's number 10. In number 9, we have Marseille, which, as you probably know, is also down there on the Mediterranean coast. Admittedly, I've never been there. Mainly reason because I don't want to go there. Not my cup of tea. And admittedly, if you are hearing about all these problems we're having in France with about shootouts, this sort of thing, unfortunately, quite a few of them are down in Marseille. It's like the crime hotspot of France. So, well, I think it's made up for it otherwise to have the 9th place, but not my cup of tea. And then in 8th place, we have the town of Toulouse, which isn't on the Mediterranean coast. It's still in the southern part of France, but further south than Bordeaux. Been inland, lovely town once again. The actual town itself is 500,000 population. The urbanised area is 1 million, and it comes in at number 8. I've been down there. Very much the southern attitude. Nice town again, quite similar to Montpellier in a way. Lovely architecture, the old town, etc., etc. Well worth a visit, and certainly I think that merits the actual number 8 spot, if not higher. Then in 7th place, we have Nantes, which is right on the Pays de Loire Brittany border, heading up a bit. You can see here on the map. I'm not a great fan of Nantes. When you're actually in Nantes, I think if you live in there, it's nice, but if you actually have to travel there, the road system is a killer. Anyone who lives in the western side of France knows about the traffic jams at Nantes when you're trying to get into the town from outside. It's a killer. But like I said, if you're in there, I imagine it's been quite nice. There's a Place Grand Line with the theatre there. You got the quays down by the river. Some lovely old buildings like all these towns. culture-wise, it's very popular as well. It's just don't commute to Nantes. You either live inside it or just don't go. And number 7, we're on to Bordeaux. Here's me just jumping in quickly. I actually meant they're in 6th place, which is another one of my favourite towns, admittedly, as well. Bordeaux on the Gironde River. Very dynamic business-wise down there, and culture as well. Great place to go, if you ask me. I think if I didn't have to move to a town, it probably would be Bordeaux for me. I just like the general feel of it. The actual commune of Bordeaux itself has a population of 260, but the actual whole urbanised area is just over 1 million. So the actual commune itself is quite small, but it's still rated well. Lovely old place, well advised going down and see it. Good airports down there as well, good connections to the rest of the world. So, anyway, on to number 6. For me again, because knock-on effect. I actually meant 5th place. In 6th place, this is one you're probably waiting for, but not expecting it here, is Paris. Yes, Paris is rated only 6th in these calculations. Like I said, 752 different indicators, broken down to 19 categories from 130 different databases. Paris comes out as 6th. So yes, I know a lot of you Americans, a lot of the English, just like congregate into Paris because it's Paris. According to this, it's not the best place to be. So let's carry on and find out where it is. Obviously, I don't need to tell you anything about Paris. You all know it. You probably know it better than I do, in fact. So, on to 4th place. We have the town of Rennes, another Breton town. Admittedly, I do like Rennes. Rennes isn't like Nantes. You can actually drive into it very easy. Lots of culture there. Very much a student town, very popular with young students, art students, law students, you name it. Bit of a party town as well due to the students. Some lovely old buildings there. Communication-wise, airport-wise, it's not the best served, but train's good. Within, I think it's 2.5 hours, you can be in Paris on the fast train. So once again, lovely town there. It's been revamped quite a bit over the last decade or so, and is now a very airy town to live in. Population-wise, the actual town itself is 225,000. The actual urbanised area is 370. So a good chunk of the town of Rennes is Rennes. Then we're on to 3rd place, and 3rd place might be a town you might not have heard of, or certainly not thought of in this list. And it is the city of Saint-Etienne. Saint-Etienne is right down on the southern eastern side of France, down towards Lyon. And admittedly, I can't tell you a great deal about it. I've never been there. Must go. Sounds good. Sounds like a nice place. Population-wise, 172,000. So 172,000 isn't massive. Urbanised area of 375. So yeah, it is quite big, but it's not the biggest of cities. That's come in at the 3rd spot. And on to find out who's number 2 in this top 10 French cities. I'll give you information on the website afterwards as well. Number 2 town in France, according to all this research, is the town of Angers. Angers is in the Maine-et-Loire area, which is the Pays de Loire region of France. I've been to Angers a few times, not for many years though, so I can't tell you what it is like now, but certainly when I went there before, it was a nice place. Once again, plenty of history, lovely old chateau in town there. And once again, like a lot of French cities, you actually have the river running through, because obviously in the old days that was the motorway. But certainly, nice place to be. Very active town once again. Even closer to Paris by the fast train. So I'm not sure the exact time, but if it's 2.5 from Rennes, I'll be guessing you're probably, well, less than 2 hours, certainly. Hopefully 1.5. Population 157,000. Total urbanised area is 250,000. So that's number 2. But who's number 1? Well, before we get on to number 1, why don't you click the old like and subscribe and bell button down there for me? And when you've done that, I might actually get around to clicking number 1.
A few minutes later.
And according to this website, the number 1 town to live in France, but you weren't expecting this one, it's Dijon. Dijon is in the Côte d'Or region of France, over towards the eastern side. Once again, I've mainly travelled in the western half of France, so can't tell you a great deal about this one. Certainly looks like a nice town from the photos. Reminds me of Rennes quite a bit. You've got some half timber houses, you've got old Napoleonic buildings. Certainly look like a nice place to visit. Once again, I'll put that on my bucket list. My bucket list is getting longer, by the way. So if you are interested about finding out about a town you're thinking about buying a property in, check out vilderev.fr. They've got literally every commune on there. They'll give you the scores and the information. And there you go. Once again, don't forget, like, subscribe, and bell. See you soon. Bye.